My name is Lindsey Pace. I'm an electrical engineer. I've recently joined the ICL team to do the planning for the surface processing electrical team. It's been a big move to come from the Midlands to the Northeast. Fortunately, I really love the area and came on holiday regularly, so that's not been too hard. The ICL team have been very welcoming, very friendly, and I feel like I've been here years already. I love working with the guys, and my team in particular will bend over backwards to help me. I was fortunate enough to go to the Christmas do. I was here in time for that, and that was great fun. And I'm absolutely loving using the gym, which is outside my window, so there's no excuse. So I'm looking forward to staying here and progressing and seeing where this job can take me. Every day I come in and I have to check up on any breakdowns, notifications that have come through overnight or in the morning. I look at any medium and longer term works to plan for the future, and liaise with my shift manager to see if there's anything I can do to support him with the dailies, and go arc to see if there's any safety issues that have happened and any hazards that are pulled up on go arc, and I check that against notifications to see whether or not that's been processed through the SAP process. I'll pick up a bunch of cards in the morning from the various areas, so these have all been confirmed by the shift supervisor, and then I will techo them, or our administrator will do it if we're particularly busy, bless her. And then at some point during the day, if we can, we'll get them filed so that if anybody comes in to find out any information about jobs or machinery, it's all there and easy to find. I look at the balance between reactive jobs and proactive jobs, so that's planned and scheduled jobs from the week previous. Graham likes to see how much we're what percentages we're doing. I go into the main planning meeting, which is both teams. Everybody on the surface gets together, and if there's any actions from that, I'll come back and deal with those. And I am rapidly learning how to use SAP, which is a large part of my role. I've got the 14 years of being on the tools and working with the teams, mainly men, and learning how to get them to do things they might not necessarily know they want to do. Part of my job is to look at current task lists, or what the guys have to do when they go out and do a scheduled job, to make sure that they are relevant and up to date. And I'm also looking at error categories, so that when they go to a job they can put down the correct code in the SAP system, which in the future will allow us to get much more detailed information about what's gone wrong and where.
Lindsey's been with us a couple of months now. She's come alongside in the electrical department as part of asset management, which helps organise our shutdowns and working together between electrical, mechanical and process. That's how we can see a difference in the planning now. It's all coordinated together.
But shortly, she's very good at her job. She's helped me out quite a lot, doing complete blue cards and organising teams to come in to do the work for us. And it takes a lot of work for me do what I have to do, so I can focus on what jobs I've got, and that's it.
My grandma inspired me to become an electrician. She always told me that anybody with a trade would never be without money, and that as the strong, independent woman she was, she wanted to help me become the same. We were two pennies. So I went to college and put myself through domestic electrical works, but there weren't very many jobs in domestic electricals at the time because there was a housing crisis. The market crashed. And one day I went to do a Christmas job at Thornton's packing chocolates. And through that job, I ended up going for a job interview with the engineering team. And that's when the engineering came in. They took me on in the manufacturing building and helped me finish my 3rd year in my domestic electrical training, and then progressed through to, in the end, HNC in electrical engineering. And I spent 14 very happy years at Thornton's, coming right through as a mature student, apprentice, right through to, in the last 2 years, doing electrical planning. As a woman, I think that I have persuasive techniques that get the guys to talk a bit better. Instead of that flat no, I can then take that no. I see no as a challenge, and then I go and find a way of making that no, well, yeah, I probably can. And I do tend to find that these come in very handy with the team. It means a lot to me to be a woman in engineering. I'm very proud of being in engineering now, almost 15 years down the line. As a career change, midway through my life, it was a massive thing to do. And for many years at Thornton's, I was the only woman in engineering until my last engineering manager came in, and then there was 2 of us. And she inspired me to be confident enough to go through the last role at Couplands when I made the big move up here, all on my own, without any of my own team to lean on. That was a massive step. And I was the only woman on the team there. It's really important to support diversity and inclusion. I see that here with the amount of ladies that are in this building alone, next door and in the labs. And I know that the ladies are very important when it comes to feeding the guys down underground. A man works on his stomach apparently, well, so do I. But it's really important to keep the women coming through and supporting them in their journey. It means a lot to be in the engineering team, and I believe that I can bring something that the guys don't. The guys are stronger, but I've got smaller hands. I used to be able to get inside machinery where the guys couldn't, so we worked very well. The things that they couldn't do, I could, and the things I couldn't do, they did. So we supported each other. And I think it's important that women continue to progress in this role. I do know there's lots more coming through colleges. I know that for a fact. And I only hope to be able to help more women come through. My advice to younger women coming through into engineering would be to stick at it. Usually we have to prove ourselves. And that generally means that we're better in some cases. And the barriers, the challenges that I've had to overcome have generally been from old school attitudes where men have said women shouldn't be in engineering. That just made me more determined, because many years ago one man said, "You'll never become an electrician." And I had a great time telling him a year ago that I was a qualified electrical engineer and running 2 factories up northeast. So yeah, just stick at it and say, watch me. When they say you can't do it, watch me.